pain that was. Hey, what's going on, guys? Jason here. Thanks for stopping by. So in this video, I wanted to go ahead and go over some progress that I've made with Argo here. I've installed a few parts and I'm kind of in a rush a little bit. We're going on a trip this weekend, so we're going to have an awesome four-wheeling video coming up. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you a run through of some of the things that I've done and let you guys check them out. So the first thing that I've done here that you'll notice is I have installed a CB and antenna. Now this is the Rugged Ridge kit. It installed absolutely wonderfully. I do have the multiplexer in there, so I'm running the CB and the radio both off one antenna. It actually works fantastic. I was a little bit skeptical, but it's super good. So let me go ahead and show you guys the inside so you know what this thing looks like. It's awesome. So we're actually in the Jeep now, and you can see here that I've also installed an overhead console. Now this overhead console is made by Vertically Driven Products. It's a really cool console. It just velcros in, so it's very easy to install, so there's no real need for an install video with this. I do like it. It closes secure very well, and it was pretty cheap, which is one of the reasons that I bought it. Now what you're going to notice up here is that I actually bought an eBay, this is a bulkhead connector for a Cat 6 cable. The reason that I did that is because this CB actually runs off Cat 6 connection. So the entire CB itself, I believe, is digital instead of the old analog stuff where the actual mic screws in. All the functions of the radio are actually controlled here in the handset, which makes it really nice. And it also allows you to not have a big, huge, bulky radio installed in your dash or anything like that, which was a big detractor for me. One of the reasons that I didn't install a CB was because I didn't want it to be, you know, a big, huge, clunky box installed on the side of the seat or under the dash or anything like that. I wanted something to be nice, clean, and sleek. So this is what I came up with. This is a Uniden model. I will put the description for it right down here. And then these are, once again, just regular Cat 6 bulkhead connectors that I bought off of eBay. I also installed one on the back side here of this. So I drilled a couple holes in it right off the bat, and I installed the microphone mount. Now the reason I did that is because when I'm finished with the CB, or when I'm not using it, I'll actually be able to unplug it, take this completely down, and it'll present a nice, neat, clean appearance. I can put this into the glove box and lock it up if I need to, which is a super bonus. Nobody can really steal my radio. And not just that, but you can't even find the radio. So I left the glove box out, and I haven't completely secured the radio yet, just so you guys can see where it's mounted at. Now, do you see it down here? That's right. This little itty bitty box right here is the entire CB radio. It's a Uniden CMX 760. It's going to be zip tied down inside here. It doesn't take up any room whatsoever. It's nice, it's neat. It just doesn't really pose any problem. The fact that the radio itself is super compact is what made it such a special buy for me. This radio was relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to some of the bigger full-size radios, but the reception is still awesome. I did go ahead and couple it with a 3-foot-long Firestik antenna. This antenna gets great reception. I do have an SWR meter to finalize the tuning, but it works great so far. I can pick up all channels, and I can pick up all my buddies and stuff on their CBs really well. So that is my CB installation. The actual multiplexer box from Rugged Ridge is mounted just below the door over here on a ground stud. Now the reason that I installed it over here, right down here on a ground stud, is it tells you to ground the actual antenna itself, but I figured installing the box on a ground stud and still using the ground strap, everything was going to go ahead and ground perfect, so I'd have a good ground plane for the radio. If you don't know what that is, just go ahead and look up ground plane for CB radios, and it'll kind of lead you in the direction that I went. So I've got a little bit more tuning left, but everything is working awesome so far. So we will go ahead and look at the radio right here. It does have weather alerts on it. It also has a menu where you can change the color, which is awesome. You can dim the screen, set the contrast and the key beep, do a battery check. Let's show you the different colors here. There's green, purple, red, blue, clear, yellow, and cyan. I've got mine on cyan right now, which I think is the best color for this. But everything works great. I have been keeping the radio off for the most part because I am waiting to tune the antenna out. And another thing that I installed is a dog cage. Now, why in the world would I install a dog cage in the Jeep? Well, here's the deal, guys. I do plan on taking the dogs with me, so that is part of the reason that I installed the dog cage, but that's not all the reason. Give me 1 second and I'll show you. So guys, now let's go ahead and talk about the dog cage that I installed in it. This is actually a Trav-all pet divider. It fits absolutely wonderful. It took me about 1.5 hours to install. You can see here that everything fits good. You got plenty of room to recline the seats back and to slide them back to their full position. It's contoured, so it's not flat. It doesn't look like a police cage or anything. It works great. But one of the main reasons that I installed this was to actually mount Molly accessories to. That way I can get a little bit of storage back. So I figure that I can mount like my Molly mag light here, maybe a Molly first aid pouch. I do have a Molly hydration bladder here from Red Rock. That was the first accessory that I bolted in. That gives me 2.5 liters of water that I don't have to carry in the back, and I can actually do that behind the passenger seat as well, so both people actually have plenty of water to drink, and you don't have to worry about carrying such a bulk of water in the back. 2.5 liters times 2, I mean, that's 5 liters of water just there. So, you know, it kind of releases the clutter of having water bottles all over the place and stuff like that, and you always have an emergency stash of water. So let's say you're drinking out of your jug in the back and you run out and it's a really hot day. Guess what? You've got emergency water right there. Thinking ahead, guys, is what it's all about. But I figure that I can mount a lot of Molly accessories on there and pick up a little bit of dead space. You will see here in the back that space is really at a premium in a 2-door JK. It's a little bit dirty back here right now because I had the dogs in here. They were testing it out. They love it. But space is at a premium. I don't have a lot of room. I got enough room for a fridge. I'm going to build a platform back here, and I'm going to do a couple really awesome things with the back of this Jeep. Since it's small, I don't have all the room in the world, but you're going to see some really cool stuff come out of this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of this Molly, how it's threaded through there. I mean, this pouch, it's not going anywhere. I can line the whole bottom of this with pouches because there's plenty enough room behind the seat there, and I can even go all the way up behind as long as I don't cover blind spots or anything like that. So that really gives me a lot of room and a ton of versatility for gear storage and stuff like that. I'm really excited about this product. I'm not exactly using it for what it's intended for, but that's kind of what this is all about, kind of making it up as you go along, doing stuff that you think is going to be comfortable. Now, if it turns out that it doesn't work that well, it's no big deal. It's really easy to uninstall, and I could probably unload it to somebody pretty cheap. But that's what we've done so far. We have installed a CB radio, so that is an upgrade to our electronics in Argo. We have installed the Trav-all pet divider to mount Molly gear to, and we have installed a multiplexer. That way, once again, we use one antenna for both the CB and for the radio. Works awesome. Guys, I really hope that you like this quick little update video. This is a short one. We got a lot of good stuff going on. I have so many more parts in the garage. I have a dual battery install coming up for this thing. It's going to be absolutely sick, especially the monitoring system that we're going to install for it. Completely custom, thinking outside the box with that too. So please hang around. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Got some great stuff coming. Going to Badlands Off-Road Park over the weekend. Some sweet stuff going on there. Make sure you stick around. We'll see you then.